from the city is still. I'm from the city is still.
Hey guys, welcome to Picksburgh. This is Anthony. Today I just wanted to take a minute and really assess something. So I have a question and I would like you guys in the chat to answer this as well. This is just something I've been thinking about a lot lately, especially with WWE Prism dropping. This is really something that is really in the forefront of my mind. So I don't know if you guys know this, but as far as wrestling cards go, that's been like the thing that I've just kind of been collecting. You know what I mean? Because it's been easy to go and buy hobby boxes of like Topps Chrome and like better sets that are guaranteeing at least 2 autos and yada, yada, yada for like $120. You know what I mean? Obviously, wrestling did have some higher end stuff, like the Transcendent is like uber expensive. Then you got, you know, the Undisputed, which was like a $400 some box, which is nothing to sneeze at, but that had 10 autos in it. So my question for you guys is Panini making it impossible to collect sets? Because honestly, like for me, I was collecting a bunch of insert sets, and if I was able to, just by ripping enough product, I was trying to collect full sets of wrestling cards, guys. You know what I mean? Like there were crap cards that probably no one cared about that I was storing in a binder because I was like, hey, pretty cool to have this full set and be able to collect them all. You know, so is Panini making that impossible? Because if you can get direct from Topps or direct from a hobby shop, $120 box of Topps Chrome or, you know, Topps XYZ WWE product, you know, for roughly that much, are you going to spring right from Panini $900 for WWE or now at a show $1,300 to $1,600 on the secondary market? Are you going to pay that kind of money for that product? I just don't see that kind of value coming out of it unless you hit one of the very, very big cards. It's going to be very tough. You know what I mean? Especially, I've seen some people pull autos and it's like, okay, you get 2 NXT guys. Crap. You know what I mean? Unless they become the next big thing, you're kind of SOL. You know, like that's a hurt piece. So, number one, is Panini giving enough value? And is it possible to collect complete sets in today's market unless you're like pretty wealthy? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not pretty wealthy. So collecting full sets, especially like a WWE Prism, is probably not going to happen. Now, I will say one thing. Panini seems to be making these cards much more investable because the prices of my current wrestling cards are definitely going up because of just the surge in the wrestling market right now. But like that's a big deal for me, guys. Like, am I able, as the average collector, able to collect sets anymore? And with Panini, honestly, for me, the answer's been no, because I can't get my hand on retail product. If I could get my hand on retail product, quite possibly, you know, outside of them releasing a full set to be bought, like, I don't really see the old days of being able to go and rip and collect and find an entire set. Just with the prices, with the rarity of even getting product, I just don't see it, guys.
You rip a lot of wax.
I do.
Is it capable for you to build sets, or do you feel like with Panini product, it's hard in today's market to be able to build sets?
You know, that's actually a damn good question. It's definitely hard to build sets in this market. I find insert sets are a little bit easier, but even then, I mean, you've seen how much Donruss I've ripped. I've spent a lot on that product, and, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think that they're making it a lot harder. I look at products specifically like WWE Prism that was... Shit, what was that when it first came out? Like, it was $1,000 on drop, then it quickly went up to $1,600, and it's a large, expansive set.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to collect all that would take you a lot of money, especially if you're relying on ripping.
Yeah.
So I think that in that essence, they have. What I would like to see is I would like to see something where, you know, maybe Panini does make certain sets that are a little bit easier to create.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just have a couple of sets that are maybe 100 to 200 cards. The prices are not overwhelming. Like, I think that if I wanted to, I probably could have made a whole set out of H2 this year.
Yeah.
You know, for the base. But
how many boxes do you think it would have taken you to do that?
quite a few. I mean, I would say no less than 10 boxes. I think that's fair, don't you?
Yeah, I would definitely have to
You've
say
seen
that.
what I've ripped, so.
Well, compared to the 90s, like where we can go to like Kmart and grab like 1 or 2 boxes of something and literally just sit there.
Hobbies were $30. The good old days.
Yep. So in those days where you theoretically could get an entire set just by ripping a couple boxes and like really you weren't broke. Nowadays, like, God, like the equivalent of that is just insane to think of.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at it this way. I know whenever, I was collecting in my youth, you could go to Kmart and it was, what, $30 for the expensive hobbies?
Yeah.
Or actually, I guess they weren't they weren't technically hobbies,
No,
but
probably not, but the expensive boxes.
yeah, I mean, like I was getting the good upper deck football, all that growing up, and I mean, $30 a box is acceptable.
Yeah.
On the mid to low end now is what, 300 to 500.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, there's a lot of money being pushed around, but unfortunately, it's an expensive hobby. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Alan. So, in your opinion, do you think with modern Panini prices and the market that it's tangible for collectors to be able to collect sets of cards in today's market?
Probably not. Probably not. Only because we've seen the product Panini puts out. It's not consistent. It's hard to get retail. It's hard to get hobbies at a decent price. And also to complete sets, what's the resale value or what's the completion of the registry or the set going to do if you sell it as a whole? I mean, there's probably a room for people to, purchase the whole set. But in long run game, how long is it going to take you to get that completion, and how much value are you going to gain from completing it? So is it, they always say, is it worth it, or are they just, is it not worth it, right? So I don't think it's worth it, me personally, to complete a set.
Too expensive to complete it ripping, you think?
Too expensive to find the hunt for one card.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's my theory.
This right here, guys, would be my suggestion if you wanted to try to complete a set in today's market. Panini and Topps, they do put out, even Upper Deck, other sets like that, complete sets like this. I believe you can get them for like $150 sometimes. That might be the way to go if you want to be a set collector and have the entire thing. Now, typically, this is just a base set. It's not going to give you like any of the parallels or, any of the sexy stuff that you can hit from the packs, but it will give you a full base set. So if you are someone like me who does like to have like every single card of their team, it's another good way to do it. Or team sets is another good way to do it too. Like if you're looking for just one specific team, like I would just want the Steelers and not care about the other teams. So those are a couple ways that you can try to collect more sets.